Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ronnie, and if you're new here, thank you so much for watching the video, and if you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. So today I thought that I would just do a really quick video kind of showing my high-end or more expensive eyeshadow palettes. Some of these I will probably be decluttering as well. Some of them I've not worn in a while. Figure I might as well go ahead and get some. That way I can make room for the ones that I will be getting this year. And I'm not really going to be going in a particular order by like brand or anything like these. Are just some that, or this is just some makeup, that I've had for a while. And we'll go ahead and we'll get started. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, because that way you need to see more future videos from me, because I'm really awesome and stuff. But anyways, we'll go ahead and start. So the first one that I've got is the BoxyCharm and Pure collaboration. Now this did come back in a box in 2018. What is it? And these are the shades in here. And it's got some really pretty shades. I haven't wore this that much. I like the blue shade here, but again, I don't think I have if I've ever worn it, it might have been once or twice. I do like the charmed shade here, which is that one. So I don't know if I'll be keeping this. I may be decluttering this, but that is that. And I think I have a couple more from Pure. There for a little while it seemed like everything was coming from Pure. Now this is more of a face palette, but I'm going to include it because, oh excuse me, I do use eyeshadows in here, and then sometimes I'll use this as well for eyeshadows. But as you can see, just a really nice face palette, and I've used it a few times, but it did also come from BoxyCharm. And I think one of my daughters, the little fingerprint you probably see right in there, was from one of my daughters kind of swatching it. But this is the Midnight Masquerade face palette. I think we got this in October. I will probably keep this because it is a face palette. Then the next one is also from Pure. This is the Soiree Diaries. And this is what it looks like. It's a gorgeous kind of neutral color. You've got some mattes in here, and you've also got some shimmers as well. But just really some really pretty colors. I don't know if I'll be keeping this or if I'll be decluttering it. I really like a neutral, like a warm tone neutral, so I may keep this and just get rid of the other one. But again, just never really have worn it that much. Then we also have one from Pretty Vulgar. This is their Nightingale eyeshadow palette. And as you can see, the plastic is still on the mirror. I haven't really used it that much. But this is, I think, more cooler toned. And that's what the eye palette looks like. It does look more like a birdcage, which is really pretty. But again, I've really not worn it that much. Then one of my favorite palettes that we got last year was from Alamar Cosmetics. And this is the Reina del Caribe eyeshadow palette volume 1. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly, so I do apologize. But this is inspired by the beauty and rich culture of Cuba, the birthplace of Alamar. So again, some gorgeous colors in here. This was one of my favorite palettes, but I didn't use it that much. And so far, all of these have came from BoxyCharm. I think most of my high-end did come from BoxyCharm. One of my absolutely favorite palettes, which I guess you could say is my holy grail, would be the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadows. And this came in BoxyLuxe back in December. I do use this one quite a bit. I would say for the past month or so, I will use at least one shade in here. I actually used it on my eye look today. I used Transition, Brownie Points, and is that it? And I think that is it. But I really do like these. Just gorgeous, gorgeous warm color tones. And then you've got like a couple of cranberry looks or shades down here that you can use. Love this. I will definitely be keeping this. We did get this last year from BoxyCharm as well. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 eyeshadow palette. Now this, I think I might have used it once or twice. That was it. I don't know. I wasn't really drawn to it for any particular reason. I may try to use this though because I think we'll be getting another one in BoxyCharm. Again, this came in BoxyCharm as well. Then we have one of the eyeshadow palettes that I did like, which I think is being discontinued or has already been discontinued. This is the Naked Urban Decay original palette. So as you can see, just another gorgeous palette. I really did fall in love with, I believe it was Smog, which is this shade here. I think I fell in love with that one, and then Half Baked. I really, really liked Half Baked as well. And I will be keeping this. Then this one is the Naked 3 Urban Decay. I think this is their rose, kind of like eyeshadow palette. Because you get mostly rose colored eyeshadows in here. Now this one I didn't use a whole lot. I don't know if I'll keep it. I may declutter it and just kind of get rid of it. As you can see, it's not really been used. I love these colors, but I just didn't go for this particular eyeshadow palette that much. One eyeshadow palette that I have been recently loving is the Too Faced Sweet Peach. I love the smell of peaches. And this one was one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes when I first got it. But as you can see, now one of my favorite ones in here is this Luscious shade. I love it. Think I used the Puree today. I didn't use this, but I do like the Puree as kind of like a transition shade. But this has got some gorgeous, gorgeous colors in it as well. I will probably be keeping this just because it smells so good and I do like it. And then a couple of other, and this is okay. So this one did not, the Naked ones, of course they didn't come in BoxyCharm. I purchased that with my own money. This also was purchased by myself a few months ago. This is the Lancome Color Design. Doesn't say anything else other than that. But I purchased this and I'm not a big fan of it, honestly. I will probably give it away. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's just not my kind of colors. I'm just not sure why. I just don't like it. So I'll probably declare that. Then this came in BoxyCharm. This alright, so we're going to continue. That was a very important phone call that I could not miss. But this is from BoxyCharm. I believe they collaborated with Blink. Oh, excuse me. This is their Electric Eyes palette. And this is an electric combination of jewel tone eyeshadows. And as you can see, these are much, much loved. Let's see. But I really do like these, especially this purple burgundy one here. Gorgeous. I will be keeping this as well. Then this is my Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Shadow palette, or an eye contour palette. I've had this one for a while and I like it, but I don't reach much for it. So I think I may declutter this because I just don't reach for it as much as I do some of the other ones. But as you can see, it's barely really been used. but I really do like the colors in here. As you can see, I kind of either go for a shimmer or some warm tone palettes. So I don't know. We'll see on this one. This came in BoxyCharm. I do not think I'll be keeping this. I will probably give it to my daughters. But this is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal palette. I just don't like this. I'm not into really bright colors like this. And when I did try it out, it was very, very patchy on me. But the blue, like this dark blue here, is absolutely gorgeous. That kind of reminds me of my birthstone. I don't like the bright orange. Not too crazy over the yellow. Like I said, I might keep it just to give it to my daughters, or I might keep it, you know, for some fun party looks. But I'm not the partying type. Been there, done that. No. Another palette I will be keeping that also came from BoxyCharm is this Ace Beauté Grandiose palette. So as you can see, it is some fun pops of color plus a couple of like neutral shades, mostly shimmer, but they're gorgeous. And the Jasmine is one of my favorite ones because that is my daughter's youngest name, but it's also just a gorgeous eyeshadow as well. Going to be keeping this for sure. And then we have the Winky Luxe Kitten palette with BoxyCharm. I think this was another collaboration. Like I said, as you can see, most of my high-end come from BoxyCharm. I didn't really have to buy many. I think this might have actually been broken at one point, but I just haven't really reached for it that much. Okay, but this is probably another one that I may keep just to give to my daughters, just to kind of let them practice makeup on. Most of these will probably go to my daughters. It's great, but you know, really some pretty colors, but I'm not really crazy over it. I don't really reach for it that much. Another one of my favorite palettes is Ofra Pro. Now this comes from BoxyCharm, but it did not come in a box. I actually ended up using some BoxyCharms. Yeah, I used my charms for this, and this was $60 for the palette and the 6 eyeshadows inside. And these are all Ofra eyeshadow palettes. Sorry. So this one is no, this brown one. I have a thing for brown eyeshadows. I'm not sure why. It's one of my favorite ones, but I do like the other ones as well. And this is the type of palette you can just put in and out like that, just kind of like a regular Z palette, except it's just by the brand Ofra and it's Pro. I will be keeping this. Then we also have this Glam palette, or Glam Metals by Crown Pro. This is a pretty eyeshadow palette, but again, I just don't reach for it that often. I will probably give this one to my daughters to kind of play with. But you've got mostly shimmers in here. I don't think you really have any mattes, which I didn't really much care for. But again, you know, pretty colors. And then this one was not from BoxyCharm. Shocker, I know. I did end up buying this, and I probably need to just throw it in the garbage, but I'm not sure how old it actually is. But this is from Makeup Forever Professional. And just another, of course, warm-toned or neutral, I guess neutral eyeshadow palette. Now, like I said, it's pretty, but I've got a ton of other colors in here. I will probably give this to my daughters, you know, to have. My daughters is going to be hooked up with makeup. I'll just be honest with you. But that does conclude my high-end eyeshadow palettes. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't really have any high-end single eyeshadows, I guess you could say. If I do, they're in another Z palette that I've got that I'll be showing in my more affordable drugstore eyeshadow palettes. I don't really like singles, just because I feel more like with the palette I get more use out of it, especially like this Violet Voss one. I really like it. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and subscribe for more videos. you know, like I said, I'll be doing the drugstore version probably in a day or so. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.